Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Suns. Pierre Cardin. Suns.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I am your host, Gavin, and we are here with the big three back again. It's been a couple of weeks, gents, since we've all been on. So, Nate, how are you tracking, mate?
Definitely been a hot minute. We've all been kind of busy. I know this week with work for all of us has been pretty hectic. We've had the Singapore, the World Congress of Anesthesia. So I've been all day, every night doing an event of some description. So I've been trying to catch up on the games on my phone in between talking to people.
Yeah, I will say, absence.
I didn't introduce you yet. Don't get fucking rude.
You'd never usually introduce me very nicely, mate. I was just
He's
like
got a
cut
point.
in and fucking beat you to it before you fucking make me feel bad, man. But what I will say is that absence does make the heart grow fonder, and I feel like with your absence last week, Nate?
Yes.
Last 2 weeks missed, I think.
Well, you both missed the last one before that. So.
I'm enjoying your presence today. It's actually
thanks,
really nice. It's a really nice change. Thanks, mate.
Feeling the love.
And also joining us, of course, is the world's biggest piece of shit, Boyd. How are you going, you absolute barrel of a human being?
Oh, mate, it's a heavy burden to carry, being an absolute fucking feral human being. Oh man, cunts need to fucking lighten up a bit, eh? And just know that half the shit I say is tongue in cheek, and if I've offended you, I've accomplished what I set out to do. So just fucking chill.
Who did you offend?
Well, not really here, just in general. I do this shit in my fucking normal life as well. It's not just on and I managed to do it at the footy yesterday with a long-time friend, and it was I was just like, fuck, man. I see you like every couple of years, and you're still fucking holding on to that shit. Like, fuck off. Anyway.
You do have a habit of talking without thinking.
It spurred on some self-reflection, and I came out the other end of it, and I'm just going to keep on doing the same shit. Different day. Fuck it.
Self-reflection resulted in not giving a flying fuck, and I'll just do whatever I want anyway.
I got the processes in place to be a better person. That it's not fucking working.
You've got processes in place. Boyd Crawley has processes in place. I love it.
Fucking do, mate.
That's. I'm proud of you, Boyd. I'm proud of you taking this step, accepting it, and taking this step and moving forward with your life. Shout out to our friends over in Adelaide who today had their Adelaide watch party. Massive apologies that we couldn't make it. I didn't realise it was a public holiday long weekend, and that sort of just threw the plans completely out the window, and I wasn't able to get over there for the Adelaide watch party. But the guys did send us a photo, so here they are all checking it out over there, doing God's work over there, supporting the Phoenix Suns.
I'm just counting the heads, and there's about 8 or 9 heads, so there's probably only 4 people there, which is still better than fucking Sydney. Look at that.
Apologies to our friends in Adelaide for Boyd, and he did put a caveat on what he was going to do and upset everybody right at the start of the show, so he can't be too mad at him. Great effort from the guys in Adelaide. We've now done a stop in every state in Victoria, every state in Australia that we promised we would make a stop in. So we've done Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, and Adelaide now. The next phase, I did speak to the Phoenix Suns this morning. The next phase will be that we will organise some playoff watch parties. They will be in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Adelaide. Sydney, you can get fucked because you didn't support us at all. So we're getting
It's breakfast time.
Yeah, we're getting the gear that we'll have. The gear that we'll have this time will hopefully have a lot more signed memorabilia. Is the feedback that I'm getting. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some really killer stuff to be handing out at the watch parties for the playoffs. Before the playoffs do hit, we have one more watch party, which will be in Brisbane. Will be on the 6th of April. I think it's the Minnesota Timberwolves game on the 6th of April. So Brisbane folks, show out again. Make sure that you support the day. You're in town, right, Nate?
No.
Oh, you're not in town for that one?
No, I'm not in town. I mean, I'm in Singapore town, but you know.
Yeah. I thought you might have been in town for that one. Boyd, you will definitely be in town.
Yes, mate.
And be there. So, yeah, Brisbane folk, make sure you show up for the 6th. It will be, once again, at where did we go last time?
Sporting Globe.
Sporting Globe, that's the place. Sporting Globe, Churnside. Make sure you get along. Yes, Boyd.
Hey, and guys, that's going to be my birthday week. So everyone's been a bit slack on the whole buying me a beer thing, and I'd like for people to really dig deep.
How did we not know that this was going to become about people buying you shit?
It's within a 9-month bracket of when my birthday is, so it's in. No, it's actually the same week.
I bought you a damn jersey for your birthday.
If anyone buys me a non-alcoholic beer of some fucking puffy fucking millennial fucking one of them crafty type beers, which I don't know how they're supposed to taste, and it's non-alcoholic, and you buy it for me, I'm gonna fucking drop you on the spot. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. Just don't fucking do it.
Well, you didn't even notice last time.
No,
I know, because I don't drink that fucking beer, mate.
He won't notice this time either. So Boyd loves himself a non-alcoholic. Make sure you hook him up with plenty of those for his birthday celebration, which is his birthday was 9 months ago.
What a fucking horrible thing to do to a person. Buy him a non-alcoholic beer.
It is my birthday month though, Boyd. So just remember that I hooked you up with a beautiful gift for your birthday, and my birthday's March 24th is my birthday, so it's very close. So feel free to
Are you fucking
grease the
serious?
pumps with a nice present. Yeah, of course I'm serious.
24th of the 3rd. That's just what day is that on, mate?
Sunday, man. Sunday.
On a Sunday. Holy shit, that's
You want to fly down and have some beers with me?
That's the same day as my missus' birthday.
What? Yeah, did you need a calculator to work that out, or?
I think I remember No, I'm just trying to think if I remember her birthday correctly, and I think I do because I fucked it up enough times. And I think that's the same date.
Well, this is riveting shit, boys.
It is. But anyway, I will be there on the 6th of April. So anyone who wants to buy me a birthday present for then, it's like the week after my birthday. So feel free.
I've got something special for you.
Yeah, I absolutely don't doubt that whatsoever. It'll be something like I get to buy you a beer for my birthday.
It's inspired from my favorite YouTuber, Blippi.
I don't know what a Blippi is. What the hell is a Blippi? Actually, I don't want you to explain it. This week's games: OKC on Monday, 110 to 118 loss. Denver at home, we had a 117 to 107 win in overtime. Toronto, we had a win 120 to 113, and of course today against Boston, a 107 to 117 loss. How'd you see the week, Boyd?
So what'll be? We're 2-2 for that week, as you just described.
2-2, yes.
With a loss against Boston, the best team in the league, and the other loss that was frustrating. That was Houston, wasn't it? It was Houston. You said right there at the front. Yeah, Houston.
Yeah,
OKC.
There was no Houston. It was OKC.
OKC. Yeah. Well, another. What are they? Top 2 or 3. So, mate. It's been a tough week. To go 2-2 is good.
Especially Boston.
Yeah. And look, I've something that Johnny Voida put out a post during the week, and he's like, "I'm at peace with this. I'm at peace. I'm at peace. I'm at peace with this, that we're not. And, I somewhat agree. I'm kind of at peace with the fact that we've our squad at the moment is it's probably got the highest ceiling in the entire competition, but our floor is pretty fucking low if a certain few things don't fucking add up on the night. Like if our role players don't come out and give us some sort of fucking effort. If if only a couple of things have to go wrong for this to look like a very mediocre team, and we're running out of time to fix it up. But yeah, Denver was the highlight for me this week. Beating them. Raptors have been a bit of a bogey team for us back when they used to be a lot more lengthy though, and they've made some trades and they've had some structural changes within that team which made them a lot more handleable. You know the word I'm trying to say? That word.
The one you're making up, yeah.
Yeah, handleable. So since we did that, so look, I'm really high on the Denver win. The Boston and the OKC games were close. I'm glad that we didn't come out and just get fucking blown out in these games. And look, it took a Herculean effort from KD today to keep us in this one, and we can't. As a team, we can't keep putting that fucking that workload on KD. He's 35 years old, guys, and if we keep that up, he's going to be a fucking a shadow of what we want him to be in the playoffs. Really.
On that note, look at today's game. Look at the way they played. Like fucking Royce O'Neal 0 for 7 behind the line halfway through the fourth before he finally hits 3. Grayson Allen's been the best 3-point shooter on this team all year, and he had 2 for the game, and they were not feeding him at all. He was wide open constantly. He could have pick and rolled, taken open threes. They were just not looking for him today. And he had 2 stellar games this week.
My question on that, Nate, and that's a really good point, but I didn't see him wide open that many times. Do you think that was by design? Do you think that's the Celtics, being the professional outfit that they are, possibly scouted fucking Grayson over his last couple of games and said, we're going to do our best to close them passing lanes to fucking crowd him out?
Well, quite possibly. Look at the end of the game. They were definitely defending the 3 deliberately. But the entire game, you're telling me they could not find Grayson Allen through the entire game?
Yeah, I mean...
Royce O'Neal.
Yeah, we got him 4 times and he missed all fucking 4 of them. But yeah, look, I think it's...
No, he hit 2.
I think it's... What's that?
He hit 2.
Hit 2 field goals. They weren't threes, though. We're talking about the threes side of it.
Double check.
Did he hit 2 threes?
I thought I checked the end of the game. He hit 2 threes.
Grayson didn't hit any threes.
Yeah. He was none from 4.
Between Grayson, Eric Gordon, and Royce O'Neal, they were 1 for 12, and that was the problem today.
And I think you've said it a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, Gavin, that we need one of them guys to come out and give us a fucking game for us to be in any game. And it very much looked like that tonight. Because them guys just did not get it going.
Yeah, and look, it's not even we need one of those guys. What we need is 5 to 6 3-pointers from them guys combined in a game. Yeah. If we can get that, look, we can have one of them hit those 6. I don't care if one of them hits the 6, but if we're getting...
It doesn't have to be Grayson Allen scoring fucking 26 points in the first half.
No.
You're right.
No.
It's just as long as there's a smoothed out level of production over them guys, and look, you expect it from them guys because they're deeply entrenched in our rotation. If it was to come from one of the bench guys, I'll take that too.
Yeah.
Now, because you look at today's game, and we got outscored on the bench by 11 points, and we lost the cunt by fucking 10. All right, it's right.
And those guys are 1 for 12.
Yeah. And our 3-point shooting ultimately was fucking horrendous. It was 30%, I think. It got worse in the second half. Then KD hit a little purple patch, but wasn't enough. We need a more consistent production line from at least a couple of role players. And
that's the big thing when you watch a game like today, right? Is it disappointing to lose to the Celtics? Hell yeah, it is. But let's be realistic about it. Again, Suns Twitter just fucking burns to the ground like it always does whenever you lose. Frank Vogel should be fired. The team's no fucking good. Bradley Beal's shithouse. All that sort of stuff. We were 9 for 31 from 3 today. That doesn't happen every single game that we play. Does it happen now and then? Yeah, it does. And get ready for it, folks, because we're going to get to the playoffs and they'll have a game like they did today. The beauty of the playoffs is you've got 7 chances to get that right.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have one aberration game every 10 games, okay, let's have that one aberration game. We don't want it to be against the Celtics, but the fact of the matter was that's what happened today. We shot poorly from outside. We're not going to have those games where combined Eric Gordon, Grayson Allen, and Royce O'Neal are going to hit 1 from 12 from 3.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen all the time. This was just one of those games. When you go back to the Houston games, those sorts of things were happening as well. Grayson Allen was shooting poorly. He was in a rough patch. What did he do? He came out of that rough patch with back-to-back 8 3-pointer games. And like you said, Boyd, we've got to be able to run offensive sets that get Grayson Allen shots, because a dude that can hit 8 threes in a half shouldn't be having 4 3-point attempts for an entire game.
Yeah, 100%. Fuck. Hey, our rebounding, I don't think was there. Was there? Like, I don't think our physicality with this team was where it has been over the last week. Like, I've been really impressed with the way that Nurkic has really dominated. Now, he had his moments tonight, but it just felt like, even in a game that we shot terribly from deep, in a game that we fucking we made some really bad decisions throughout it. I just feel like if we had have knuckled down in that one aspect and just really out rebounded that team, and then alternatively you've got players like Al Horford pulling down, like looking like he's fucking 25 again and pulling down double-digit rebounds, and I think he's averaging like 5 or 6 a game type thing. We made him look like a young man again, and it came through lack of effort on that side. So just one more category we had to get him in. The turnovers were about the same. We tidied things up a little bit in the second half of the game. It was horrible to start, but I don't know. They took more shots than us again. We're still cursed with just getting just losing the possession game as well overall. Whether it's from steals, blocks, or fucking blocks obviously coming from poor shot selection, which we've been terrible for this season. It's one of them games, but I rest a little bit fucking easier because it is the best team in the competition right now. And
what they say, number 1 offense, number 2 defense in the league.
Yeah, they're doing something really special at the moment, and we came to
they're a hell of a team.
Yeah, we came to within 10 points of that without our best player. Fucking think about it. Think about it like that, and you might be able to, you won't toss and turn as much tonight. That's for sure.
What do you do though, matchup wise, when you've got Porzingis and Horford in the middle, then, and the backcourt shifts around, so you've got your Jalen Brown.
Horford tends to come off the bench a little bit more when Porzingis is there. They don't play a lot of on the court at the same time type stuff.
Okay, even Cornet though.
Yeah, Cornet's an
They're
interesting one.
playing Porzingis at centre. What? All the time?
No. Well, what are you talking
All
about?
I'm saying is when they're healthy, they're a matchup issue if they switch the positions around.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing 2 big guys on the floor a hell of a lot, to be honest. I'm not sure Cornet gets a hell of a lot of minutes when Porzingis is playing.
No, he doesn't. And look, we made Cornet look really, really good today. He out muscled us big time. Get some fucking nasty putbacks, and they hurt me just fucking looking at him from Brisbane, Australia. Fuck me.
Our boys just looked tired by the end of that game, though, didn't they? Like, with a few minutes left in the fourth, they just looked busted. They were slow. The rotational defense was slow. Even like Royce O'Neal was getting. Just one time he went up for the rebound on Derek White, and Derek White got the board. Like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, and that's a problem, right? Derek White getting multiple offensive rebounds when, particularly, I think one of them he got, and he was between KD, Nurkic, and Bol on the floor at the same time, and Derek White got the offensive rebound. Like, come on, guys, that can't happen. That can't.
You got
happen.
I mean,
have a fucking Red Bull or something in timeout. Yeah.
The Celtics, you know, their best players are their wing players, and they can score from every level. So they're gonna run like an older Phoenix Suns squad around a lot and make us really work. That's why we needed to be really, you know, even more switched on. So yeah,
it was nasty watching Jaylen Brown on Bradley Beal.
He was, isn't he fucking? That cunt's fucking built, isn't he? He's got a few kegs on him. You see the biceps on him? I was impressed.
Some size about him.
And according to Doris Burke, he's grown an inch in the off season. But
I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
She's She was talking about him being listed as 6'8" now. I saw he was always listed 6'7", but he's definitely a lot taller than Bradley Beal and definitely outbuilt.
Well, he's put a lot of work into his body as well because he looks thick as fuck, and he was getting what he wanted inside. He was backing cunts down like he was fucking Joel Embiid out there. He was fucking
the unbroken one and a shorter version.
Yeah. Yes. Anywho, that's my take on the week.
No,
we all just waffled on.
No, Boyd's just had 20 minutes, so
I just figured I'd jump in and out with my comments while he was doing his little verbal diarrhea that he does. So I think I've covered most of the things I wanted to say. Other than pointing out, you know, when you were like we're talking, I always look at who's our player of the week, and I was really looking for Grayson Allen to have a big game today. You know, he's had two big ones, you know, against the Nugs and the Raps, and I really thought, you know, Booker being out, we might find that level of consistency from him. And then when they were just ignoring him from the three, and then Royce O'Neal just kept putting up the donuts, it was pissing me off.
Yeah, I think we've covered off the week pretty well there.
Yeah.
It's the offensive rebounds and the turnovers. It's been the same thing all year. It's got to be addressed, especially coming into playoffs. When's Book back? Do you reckon? Does he play the next one?
A couple of games, didn't they? Because he was shooting around before the game. They said he's imminent.
Yeah. Do you reckon he comes back for Cleveland?
When is Cleveland?
Tuesday.
Wednesday our time, I'm guessing. Oh no,
that's Tuesday our time.
Tuesday our time. Yeah, I think he's definitely back. I think he was a fucking bee's dick off being back today.
Bee's dick.
A bee's dick. That's little. It was very close.
Mr. Boyd, yes, sleeves piss us off too because it's 40 degrees here in Melbourne today. It's ridiculously hot. I'm sure in Brisbane it's probably about 40 degrees as well. And Singapore is Singapore. It's 32 every day.
And 90% humidity.
And muggy and humid. So player of the week. Who was your player of the week, Boyd?
It's still Grayson Allen, man. And you even though today's game wasn't the best, I mean, we're 0-4 if he doesn't do what he did in the previous two, aren't we? Boise?
I don't know about that. I think the Toronto game was just...
Man, we are likely 0-4 if Grayson doesn't do what he did in the previous two games, if you ask me. And for that reason, I will give it to Grayson Allen. He was fucking white hot, and I think, look, I don't think he's just fallen off of a cliff on this game and like a game to game. I think it's more so a fact that he came up against one of the best defensive teams. I think they're, what were you saying earlier? They're 1 or 2. Anyway, he's come up against that, and they've scouted. They're a professional outfit. They've scouted him, and they've cut off some passing lanes. And I know he was open a few times, and we didn't get it to him. And so that plays into it as well. But I think that the Celtics did a good job on Grayson Allen today. So I'm not blaming him completely for today's performance. So yeah, Grayson Allen for mine, guys. I was so happy.
No.
Like I'll
Sorry,
put it
Boyd's
this
still
way.
talking.
Sorry.
Give him another
I'll
5
put it
minutes.
this way. If you look back on the whole week of games, were you any more excited or exhilarated or happy or wrecked more than you were when Grayson Allen was fucking annihilating teams? And I can't honestly say I was. So Grayson for me.
Well, there's a segue because you're right. I always get excited when he plays well. I love seeing him play well. I love seeing the fit and the development on this team, and I hope it stays a long-term part and he keeps improving, it keeps growing. I wanted to give it to him if he had a good day to day, I would have. But when you look at the week KD had, like his worst game was 20 points against OKC, and he just did better and better and carried us through. So when Book's out and you've got one guy doing all that, it's pretty hard to not give him the rap for the week.
Very nice, mate. My player of the week is neither of those two gentlemen. My player of the week is Yusuf Nurkic, who was superb this week in pretty much every single game he played. He had the 31 boards, obviously. Against Denver, he was fantastic against Jokic. Jokic did not have the impact on the game that... I mean, he still scored heavily. He had a lot of rebounds. And actually, he was... Nurk did a good job to restrict him on the assists as well. Today was probably his worst game, and I still thought that he was fantastic today. So, for me, it's the big fella. The big fella Nurk has been sensational this week.
It was a really tough week, and I'm not going to throw stones at the KD pick or the Nurkic pick. I kind of felt like that 31 rebound game was far away. Like it was a long time ago now. It just doesn't feel like
it's been a big week.
Yeah, it has. It's been a big week on and off the court for Boyd Crawley. So, but yeah, no, Nurkic is fucking. He's been so good, man. So good this week. So, Gav, that's a really good one.
That's a good wrap up for the week. I think most of us have been a little disengaged this week just due to work and stuff like that. So I think we covered it off nicely. Well done, gents. We do have to address one thing, though, because we're now copying it flat out on Twitter, and our friend Justin is leading the charge over from Fanning the Flames. The watch party curse.
Yeah, it's real.
Gents, do you believe the watch party curse was real? No, I mean, go for it.
I'm a numbers guy, so if you want to look at the win for loss record for watch parties, then you got to call it something, and a curse is a word being thrown around.
Over
5, aren't we? We're over 5.
Yeah, we're over 5, Boyd.
I won't say it's a curse. I'll say we're very fucking due for a win, though. And to have the next one against Minnie is a really good one to break the hoodoo, the curse.
Cat's out too, so
yeah. No, I'd prefer Cat in there. I like I like the Book and Cat because Book gets the better of him a lot. Yeah, it does. It does. What about you, Gav?
As Staff said today, come on, people. The watch party is not a curse. What have we copped? The Melbourne one, we had Denver, right? We played Denver in Denver without Book, who was injured. And we gave them a run. That game was close until the last minute, right? It was game on until the last minute of the game. Denver in Denver without Book, and we got done by 8 points or something in the end. The Brisbane watch party was
Sacramento.
Sacramento. I'm pretty sure we might have played that one. We definitely played without Beal. I reckon we might have played without KD in that game as well.
Yeah, we're definitely missing at least one of them.
And then Sydney was Atlanta. Again, I think Book missed, Beal missed, and that one was an aberration. That was terrible. The Perth one was frustrating. And today's game, we had no Book against the best side in the NBA and ran them close. It's not a curse. And what we're going to do is smash Minnesota and end this on the 6th of April.
Our injury woes are a curse. These cunts over there in Phoenix can't be blaming the Australian watch parties for fucking us having a a tag. You're injured now. I'm fucking. It's been like that all fucking year. So
well, we did just get tweeted by K-Ray as well, who said, "Do not stop watching ever in regards to the watch parties. Win, lose, or whatever, we appreciate you from across the globe. That's what sports and following a team is all about. Never let anyone tell you any different." So shut up, Justin.
Yeah.
K-Ray's told us to keep going.
Yeah, Voider, Justin, you fucks. Oi, I blame Robert Sava for trading away.
Yeah.
I know he didn't trade away Aaron Nelson, but letting him go. Because Aaron Nelson, it just feels like he was our guy. He kept people
for the medical team.
He kept us. He was a great. He ran a really good medical outfit, a medical team. But yeah, look, something's got to give. Something's got to give. We need to have some fucking luck on our side when it comes to
the watch parties.
Having watch
We need some luck for the fucking watch party.
I'm done defending our watch parties at 0-5. What's next, man? Fucking hell. It's too hard.
What do you mean it's too hard?
Enough of this.
If you get paid, I'm asking for a refund. The one big thing that did happen this week, obviously, they had the press conference and all that sort of stuff. The All-Star game is coming to Phoenix in 2027. Everyone excited? Did you love the news? Are you pumped about? Are you booking tickets now to get over to Phoenix for the All-Star game?
My mate Matty that does the fantasy pod that I jumped on for the preseason thing with the Suns, he just messaged me, or called me when I was leaving Bangkok last couple of weeks back, and he wants to go over 2026 for All-Star in the new Inglewood Stadium, for the new Clippers Stadium. And I'm like, we always talk about wanting to go to All-Star since we were kids, and obviously the older we got, the more shit the fucking show is, the more I really couldn't be asked for the expense. But I'm just like, you know what, 2 years away, time to plan, things could change. And then when they announced the Suns ones, I'm like, fuck, I might just wait another year and go to the Suns one instead. Because at least if the All-Star weekend's shit, I know I'm going to love being in Phoenix.
That's true. That is true. Boyd, you going to fly over in 2027 for the All-Star game?
Nah. I'll if they pick I'm not going to go for the All-Star game. Not when they're putting out the shit that they are at the moment. I couldn't give a fuck. You probably couldn't pay me to go and to go to that fucking shit show. It's an absolute joke. Now,
I disagree with you already, because we can always pay you to do something because you're that cheap.
You fucking could. Okay, $5 and I'll do it if you shout. Okay, rightio, $5 cash. But no, I'm not. Now, what I'm hoping that Adam Silver does something to incentivize the guys to fucking put some effort in, and then I'll start fucking with the All-Star experience again. I didn't even place any bets on the fucking thing. Even when it was shit, like it was shit, I still placed some bets just as a fuck around. This year I didn't even. And I'm glad I didn't. It's just fucking wearing too fucking thin. It's a waste of my time, and time is something that I'm getting less and less of. I can't shut up.
Here's an actual question for you to answer rather than just give us your usual shit, Boyd. Do the governors of the city that are holding the All-Star game have some say over the the agenda or the construct of it? Like Indy this year, the All-Star game went back to traditional East-West, not rather the teams and the Final Fourth. So there was some construction there that was different. Obviously, there was a lot of Tyrese Halliburton praise. So does that mean we get more home court heroes? I'm just like, do we have, or does our governor have some say in what the All-Star game looks like, what the not just Rising Stars, but all the 3-point dunk contest, all that sort of shit?
They might have some say in no, not in the actual construct of the
All-Star. Not in the construct. In the layout, definitely the way the
players are accommodated, in the surroundings of the events that are held around All-Star, possibly, but not the actual construct. Well, I mean, if it is like a vote thing and everyone sort of has a say, we'll get our usual say.
Well,
I
that's
guess,
what I'm thinking. Is there at the governor's meetings where they all get together and someone puts a notion forward? Like, when was the decision made for the All-Star game to go back to its traditional East-West? Because
I'm sure they
I don't
have input.
I don't know. I don't know why the fuck you would think I would have any sort of idea as to what how the All-Star game is actually constructed.
Well, at the least of things, your facial expressions are lovely. They're very amusing. So
Gavin is the cunt who rubs shoulders with the fucking owner of the Suns. And the
Yeah,
fucking,
no, when Matt and I were chilling, I asked him about this, and he said, "No, look,
No.
I get to talk about the layout. No, look, the governor meetings, they for sure have feedback on how they believe it should be constructed, but ultimately the NBA makes the decision."
Gav also he asked the question, and Matt actually said, "No, Nate's a fuckwit. Don't fucking no. We don't.
That's not what he said at all.
He probably said
You spelled Boyd wrong.
Hey, yeah. So no, I'm definitely going to get over there before that All-Star game. Hey, wouldn't it be cool? Just now that we have got that All-Star game, which is great for the fucking pockets of Phoenix, Arizona. What is it? 400 million in money being pumped into the
into the economy
for that weekend. Something crazy like that. So that's cool. Good on you.
yeah, what is the funding contribution from the NBA?
Fuck if I know again.
What do you mean? No, nothing.
No, but I mean the rights to host it. It's actually a massive bill. So like, I'm still on the board of the Trots back home, and we've got our normal 3 meetings a week in the premiere on Saturday night. But the biggest race of the year is the Inter-Dominion. That's the big one with two heats and a big final, and it's become a poison chalice. Like a lot of clubs don't want to take it on because of the expense, but there's always a little bit of funding given by the controlling body to host the event to make sure it comes off to the standard that's expected. So I'm curious, on the same sort of comparison, what does the NBA contribute to Phoenix to make sure the event happens the way they want it? Otherwise, it's
my thought process there is nothing. It's the financial responsibility of the team that's operating it and the city that they're going to. They'll obviously be Ishbia and the team would have gone to the local government and went, "Hey, we're pushing for this. You need to contribute to it." And knowing that they're going to have $400 million worth of revenue go into the city at that time, they've obviously looked to pursue it. But I dare suggest it'd be zero.
right.
Hey, wouldn't it be cool if Book and KD, when they are picked in that fucking team, and I will say Grayson Allen will be in the 3-point contest. So this is all forward thinking, of course.
3 years away.
Wouldn't it be great if they led the charge of amongst their all-star peers to make this kind of a game competitive again?
Be nice.
How fucking wouldn't it be fucking?
They're
nice?
not. The players are not going to be the ones that push for this to be competitive. Unfortunately, there's too much on the line for them. There's so much rests on winning NBA titles now that the competitiveness part of the All-Star game is just gone. It just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm tired of talking about fucking All-Star game, Gavin. Because
Me too. So let's have a look at what the week coming up, shall we? This week, 3-game slate before we pod again. We're at Cleveland. It's our East Coast road trip. So this is pretty much, although this week's games aren't that bad, the week after, we're going to get right royally in Australia. What's the best way to put it? Fucked in the ass. This week's games, though, the 3-game slate, we've got at Cleveland, Tuesday, 10:30 a.m., at Boston, Friday, 10:30 a.m., and at Charlotte, Saturday at 10 a.m. How do you see this week going there, Boyd?
Yeah, let him talk some more.
That's
Trying to get him the other way.
Didn't you say 4 games? You only rang off.
No, I said a 3-game slate.
3-game slate. Okay.
I know you don't listen unless you're talking, but yeah.
Well, I'm so self-absorbed. I'll I will have some reflection over that later and come out exactly the same at the end of it again. No, I'll give you 3 wins. I think, what's his name? Mobley's out for a bit. He did his ankle recently. Donnie Mitchell is still out, I believe. So they're low on cattle at the moment. And I think that so we'll get going against them. We'll have our big revenge game against the Celtics and fucking 11 plus in that one. And don't ask me how, because it's going to be tougher than what I'm sort of letting on. But Book will be back and he'll have a couple of games under his belt by then. So
no, he won't.
And then we have 1 game under his belt. Nate,
he'll be lucky to have 1 game under his belt.
Yeah, he's back against Cleveland. I told you that before. I got the scoop.
And the terrible math.
Sorry, who was that 3rd game again?
Charlotte.
Pump them cunts. They're fucking nowhere. Losers.
Nate.
Look, it's hard to say. Like I was really looking forward to the Cleveland game because Booker's return and Donovan Mitchell's return kind of look like they might line up, and I think that would be a hell of a game. It's always a hell of a game to see Booker on Mitchell, especially if they're both coming off injuries. It could be really interesting to see how hard they go at each other if they're a little bit cautious. I do think we get Cleveland though. I do think we'll take that one. We're not going to take another loss. This game will fuel them. The Boston game's interesting because obviously it's going to be a rematch. We're going to be a little bit stronger. Is Kristaps going to be back? You can't just look at a Boston game and go, oh no, we're going to get on a roll. I don't want to predict a loss because we only faced them twice in the season, and I'd hate to see us lose 0-2 to Boston if it comes down to a finals matchup and home court advantage. Now,
we're not catching them for home court advantage, mate.
No, I mean, obviously with the record, of course, they're looking ahead, but it'd be at least nice to split the season with them so that it goes on wins, losses, not total domination of us, just for the head check. So I've got a question mark there, and then obviously Charlotte, they're missing too many pieces. They're not a coherent team. Tick that one up as a win. So I've got a 2 and a question mark. I don't want to predict the loss, but I'm not going to be bold enough to go, oh, yeah, it's an absolute win.
Fence sitting fuck. If Kristaps comes back, Nate, we just get more bowl. And Gavin will be fucking thrown up in his mouth while he's cheering our win.
I must admit, every time I hear the commentators talk about the crowd in Phoenix, every time Bol steps on the court, and they just all they can talk about is how much the crowd love him, the fans love him, he's a fan favorite. And I'm just every time of that, I think of Gavin, I smile, and that's everything in my head.
Look, I say it again. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I'd take Bol before Eric Gordon at the moment.
Swallowed that chunk up the throat.
3 games. Cleveland. Look, the thing about this team is they do love to play on the road, and I think that this East Coast trip is pretty much. I think it's almost come at the perfect time. So again, I'll cop it for being positive as I always do, but this team loves being on the road, and I think they're really going to embrace this East Coast trip, and the new streak starts. I think we'll get all 3 of these games. Boston will be the toughest. But these guys just want to get away from Phoenix at times, and I don't know why, but they just want to get away from Phoenix on these road trips. Might be because most of them are single fellas, I don't know, but it's, KD and Book, they love playing on the road, and they love upsetting opposition supporters.
That's a good enough reason to want to get the fuck out of Phoenix.
That's probably true too. So I'm going 3-0 this week. So it should be an interesting week. Let's do some questions without notice, shall we, gents?
Before we move on, just on that whole it's almost summer thing, officially tonight, I think it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning, New York or the East Coast switched to summertime. So summer daylight savings, it's officially on.
Well, it's daylight savings in Phoenix tonight too. I know that. So make sure if you are in Phoenix and you're watching, change your clocks. Let's do some questions without notice, shall we? Number 1. Do other arenas get bombarded with opposing fans, or is it just a Phoenix thing? So I saw a lot of this on Twitter today, a little bit of context around it. Everyone was whinging that there was a heap of Boston Celtics fans in the building today, to the point where they were noticeably loud and almost as loud as the Suns. I wasn't in the arena, so I don't really know. But it almost felt like an away game shit was coming out of Twitter today. Do you think that happens everywhere?
No, I mean, what a nice thing to have that your city is the one that other teams want to go visit to watch their team play.
I think it ties in a lot to the fact that isn't Phoenix one of the fastest growing cities in the United States? So you're going to get a lot of fucking blow-ins with their different colours.
It's got one of the largest influxes of corporate transitions heads. The words escape me because I've been listening to you for too fucking long. I'm dumbing down, but it's been a corporate hub for many years now. People are just flocking in from everywhere else.
Yeah, so I think that more so plays into it. Now, over time, as these fucking intruders who are just flocking there for the great weather or for whatever reason it is, I've never been there, their children will wear the purple and orange, and their children and their children. You know, that's where we start getting our larger fan bases.
As long as these people keep their jobs, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, that's my take anyway. I could be horribly wrong.
Look, I've been in that arena a number of times now. Nate, you've been in there as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never felt that way in our arena. It's always. I go back to the playoff game last year. There wasn't many Clippers fans in attendance. It was damn loud, and I'm sure it was pretty loud in there tonight for the Suns as well. I'm sure it's frustrating when you do see it, and I know people get upset that season ticket holders on-sell their tickets, which allows opposition fans in the building. But ultimately,
it's also how we got
people
good
are there to watch games, right?
Or the reason there weren't many Clippers fans is because they all probably had their Lakers jersey on watching them games around a similar time. The kids.
Gav, let's cut Boyd out for a second. If you want to mute him, feel free. Let's take it back to a sport we're familiar with, being an Aussie fucking Suns fan pod, right? AFL games. Yep. You go to any AFL stadium and you always get a large portion of interstate fans. And Brisbane especially, fucking Collingwood and Carlton. Where the fuck they come from, I don't know. But they all hate Melbourne, clearly, because they all want to move to Brisbane. But I've been to many a Carlton and Collingwood game where I've thought, fuck me, this is 50-50. Where did they get their tickets? So it's not even just Phoenix. It's not our team. It's every sport.
Yeah. And look, I think it's more common against those bigger clubs as well. Like, let's be honest. When the Celtics or the Lakers or probably even the Knicks, the Bulls, those teams that have got large followings, there's probably people that live in the region that follow those teams. So they're going to show up. And they're going to show out in those sort of games. So, I think
you've got 17 banners. So how many fucking generations of fans have they got? Like, seriously?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And they're going to show up. The Lakers fans, we know that there's Lakers fans everywhere in the world, and they're going to show up when the Lakers play.
They're shit people. They're kind of like
they are shit people. We don't like them, but we know they're going to show up, and that's just the way it is.
I'd just like to send an apology to my HR director if you do hear this. He is a Lakers fan.
That's why Nate doesn't like you. So we're going to go again. We've already touched on this, and this question will do that as well. Joel's going to send a time traveling Terminator to eliminate all previous watch parties. It's not the watch party's fault, Joel. Pull your fucking head in.
If you raise one, it'd probably be Sydney, right?
And that was Justin's question, because he tried to get around my rule that I wasn't going to answer or do questions in this. What makes you guys most happy about forcing this or making the Suns lose?
The fact we all got to get together. All got together.
We get together and drink beers together. That's what makes us happy about it.
Eat a dick, Justine.
What I will say is this. is that the Phoenix Suns, and this is in direct response to Justin and his he's got a fucking secret agenda to put us out there on our watch parties as the cause of this. But wouldn't you agree, Gavin, that the Suns have been ever so inconsistent since the Fanning the Flames podcast became more so inconsistent? Would you agree with that?
They are
Yeah, I
consistent.
think there's a clear direct alignment between the Fanning the Flames not potting and the Phoenix Suns being inconsistent.
Fanning the Flames.
How many watch parties have Fanning the Flames held?
Yeah, that's right.
Would you go as far as to say that the Fanning the Flames podcast are somewhat fair weather fans in the fact that when we were winning and we had finals runs, they were fucking potting sometimes twice a week. And all of a sudden, the fucking, things are a bit gloomier and fucking poof, they're gone. So I put it back.
We might need to put a cap on the level of shit we put on them because me and Gav still visit Justin and Dan.
Anyway,
next.
Look, I understand where you're getting the direct link and the correlation. Hard to argue, to be honest, Boyd. I think you've done that very nicely. I'm not sure about the whole the last piece that you came up with, but look, disappointing.
I'm just on a roll, man.
Especially for you just have to fucking offend everybody.
And in case anybody is wondering by this point in the show, Fucko's internet really is shit. He cannot fix it. We cannot see his gay jerseys hanging in the background, the laundry, I should say, clearly. We can't see his ugly mug as clear as we normally do, but we can still see the level of disdain in his face.
Hey,
iPhone studio failure today.
Yeah.
My internet is really bad at the moment. But while I'm hot and I'm taking shots, I started watching the Suns Planet podcast today, and that fucking their host, he's great, fucking Jake. He's fucking wearing them checkered sleeve fucking t-shirts, them skivvy looking fucking things that all the kids used to wear back in third grade all the time. They got like that.
Is Jake officially the host now? Nice.
Oh no, I don't think he's officially. He's been hosting lately. But anyway, nice work, Jake, on the fucking wearing kids t-shirts, you fuck. Anyway, on to the next question, Gavin.
This question's for Nate, and it also comes from our friend Justin from Fanning the Flames. How many gummies is too many gummies, Nate?
2. 2 is too many. 2. Fucking 2, Justine. 2. That's how many is too many.
And the last question, are we ready? From Joel, as he came into the chat because he's a negative Nancy. Are we ready for the play-in?
Fuck, Joel.
Joel, thank you for watching, but fuck you, mate. Like, seriously.
Let's do.
Yeah, Joel, but you're probably the only cunt in there, so we'll fucking let you
go. Did we hold our 6th ranking after today's loss?
Who knows? I don't know.
Because that keeps us
I think so. I think we're 2 games good. Yeah.
We've been lucky in the sense that teams around us and on our heels have been fucking shit house too. So I think we're right there in 6. But what I will say about that is just so as people know who are listening and want to know a little bit of background on Joel, is that he's still fucking upset about the whole DA thing, and he still would prefer DA over Nurkic. So let that one settle in before you throw any fucking weight behind anything that cunt says here. We'll have to get him on one. We'll have to get him on one day just to burn that cunt down on his fucking horrible DA shit.
Yeah, I've sent him the link.
Well, DA's had 30 today, so DA's had 30 today, so we're going to see Joel all over Twitter talking about DA.
Oh my god, fuck!
Let's do a bit of who am I. I think you guys are in the clear here because we don't have a lot of people in the chat today. Who am I? You two can pretty much go head to head. If you are in the chat, throw up your answer. Remember, if you get it wrong, you go to the end. You can't guess until the others do. But are you ready, gents?
Yes. Can I go?
Who am I?
Can I go now?
if you want, you won't be able to answer until the end of the first round, but you can go if you like. I was drafted with the 8th pick in the 1981 NBA draft.
Oh, I'm already wrong. Oh.
Anyone?
No one wants to have a go?
I was
Anyone in the chat
kind
wants
of
to have a go?
hoping you hadn't picked one this week and you were just watching the broadcast. And then when Gar Hurd was on there, you would just go, I'll just use Gar Hurd.
I actually considered Garhurd.
That's what I'm thinking.
I will say, I actually,
the probability, I'm just going to go with that.
I actually did consider Garhurd because I have aligned a lot of these with people who have showed up on broadcasts and stuff, but no. Anyone want to have a guess? No?
No.
81 is
81. I played for six NBA teams during my career.
Is it Eddie Johnson?
Incorrect.
Fuck you.
Nate, do you want to have a go? It's almost a freebie because you'll.
Can you finish the clue?
No, that was it.
No,
He's played for six
that's it. But this is for 4 points. He's
You played
for
for how many teams?
Six. Six teams during his NBA career.
You're taking notes, Pufter. Hey?
I work with a pen. You work in sales. You know how this shit works.
All right, here comes hint number 3. Remember, Boyd, you can't answer until Nate decides to either pass or have a go. I played 5 years with the Phoenix Suns during 1998 and 1993. Nate,
I got it.
would you like to have a guess?
I'm going to throw a name out there. Probably going to be wrong. I'm almost certain I'm wrong, actually. Is it Rex Chapman?
Incorrect.
Yeah, all right.
I got it. Can I go?
Boyd.
Tom Chambers.
Correct, Boyd. Have 3 points.
That's why you've got the fucking shoe. That's why you were showing off the shoe earlier.
I was showing off the shoe because Justin said, why have I got a random shoe on my shelf? And then I showed the shoe, and then I went, I wonder whether anyone will pick it up. Last clues were I re-signed with the Phoenix Suns in 1997 after a brief stint overseas, but was traded to Charlotte before playing a game. And then the last clue was I am now the face of the Suns pre- and post-game shows at the arena.
That would do it. That one would have done
Tom
it.
Chambers.
You needed to write down more notes, Nate. Hey?
Oh, he's just going to start mouthing off now. Hey, gents.
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
Who would you like to have a beer with, Boyd?
It's Wainwright. Welcome him back. Fucking get in his ear. Tell him to fucking.
Do you want a pen? Do you want to write that down?
No, I don't want to write shit. I don't need to write that shit down, mate. I know who I want to have a beer with. It's Ish Wainwright, man. Look, I was excited with that really sort of nothing move that we sort of made there, and albeit only it's only because he's just fucking he's just that glue guy, I think. And not that it's not working yet because the locker room, the effort, I don't think from our cattle across the fucking board hasn't been where I'd like it, but I think we'll get there. I think he'll be a positive contributor in that sense.
I must admit, when I saw a camera shot of him on the bench today, and I saw him, it took about fucking 5 seconds to realize, oh, hang on a minute. I was just like, oh, yeah, that's Ish. Yeah, cool. I'm like,
how
oh,
cool was it that fucking...
He fucking left. Now he's back.
How cool was it that that book FaceTimed him to bring him back to give him the word, and he's like, yeah, no, I got the FaceTime from the mayor of Phoenix or whatever it was, the fucking governor, the president of the Arizona, whatever. Yeah, no,
Boyd's got a good point there. I call him the glue guy because, I mean, we brought in, Thaddeus Young and Royce O'Neal. We sent a few guys out. There's some, I imagine there's a little bit of, what's the word? Let's make a word up. Incontinuity? Because Boyd likes to make words up.
Yeah, I saw it. And fucking up, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
There you go. So I think as far as the glue goes, because he is the new big source of our bench, he is that guy. So I don't think anybody in Phoenix would be upset about that, and why not have a fucking beer with him? But my beer is going to go to Grayson Allen because, like I said, I wanted to have him as player of the week, and then after today's disappointing game, I thought, well, I can't nominate you for that now. But I really do feel like you should get a beer from someone that gives a shit, and let's figure out which pet can get named after him. Because Gav, I think you've already run out of pets and children to name after.
Well, we've already said this. My daughters are Grace and Ella. So it's pretty much I've already named my daughters after Grace and Ellen.
Yeah, exactly.
My beer this week is the guys in Adelaide. I'm gonna chuck them up again. They did great job showing out. Did a fantastic job getting there and representing the Phoenix Suns today, and representing the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. So I appreciate that, guys, and well done.
Time for the flog of the week, and trust me, they are ugly, very unattractive. Google their face when you're done here.
Boyd, who's your flog of the week?
Yeah, let Nate go first, mate.
Nate, who's your flog of the week?
Look, I've missed a few weeks, so I'm going to combine the last 3 or so weeks into one comment and then bring it back to something that happened this week. My flog of the week is the buyout market. So we've been talking a while about what would become available in the buyout market, what we're actually eligible to sign based on the salaries, how much contribution they're actually going to have. And I have to say, it's been a bit of a meh. Thaddeus Young was nice 2 years ago, maybe. It didn't play today. So, I don't think we made a splash. I don't think many people really made a splash in the buyout market. I don't think it was very exciting at all. I think it was a bit of a flog. And then to see Patty Mills become available, and somebody's a flog for letting that go to the Heat. For no other reason, forget the whole positional thing. It's not about that. It's about he's a fucking Aussie and he's available. So based on that, the buyout market is my flog because he didn't land with us.
Boyd, now, just before you do go, Boyd, this is the reason that you make notes so that you're prepared for flog of the week. You should already know who your flog of the week is. I shouldn't need to go to Nate first so that you can think about your flog of the week now. You've had a whole week to think about this, and all you're doing is stalling the show again. Who's your flog of the week, Boyd?
Whatever, fuckhead. And you're lucky you're not getting it just for that comment. And I'm going to go with Keith Smith from the Front Office podcast. And I follow him. I've got him on alerts on Twitter. And
you follow his sex bots too?
He's a big Boston fan. And every single Boston game, he fucking tweets the fucking house down and it pisses me off. But I like his other shit. All his cap stuff is really cool. So I just fucking bear with it. But today, he was tweeting hardcore. And it didn't suit me because we were losing to the Celtics. And he went on about, he put this one stupid comment up. He goes, oh, it's so embarrassing that the Phoenix Suns have courtside seats that are empty. And if they don't show up to the fucking game, they should.
Was that after halftime?
So, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the point. Halftime is so short now. You don't actually have time to get through the line to get a drink, get your popcorn, get back to your seat. You don't. And
if you saw what those courtside seats get, that room that they get, I wouldn't be back out after halftime either.
Yeah, but
I've done it for a few times, and I was not back for the start of the third quarter ever.
He made a ridiculous fucking comment about it, saying it was embarrassing and that if they don't rock up on game day, they should give it to people in the upper bowls or whatever, wherever the fuck the upper bowls are. I'm guessing they're up somewhere, but they should give their fucking seats away to them. What if they?
Did you say bowl? Upper bowl?
Upper bowl?
He's up there.
He's always up there, so up amongst the trees. But
hey, look, in fairness though, that is actually good. I think the Suns could do is actually run a competition where if there's no one sitting in the seats by halftime, they repurpose them to fans in a raffle or something. That would actually be very fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Boyd. So this is really clearly making you look like more of the flog.
What if you have paid all that money for that seat and you just happen to fucking miss your bus or something? Or your
if you paid money for that seat, you ain't catching the bus.
Hey, and And
You're not
you rock up,
you are such a fucking idiot.
and you rock up late to the game, and you go to sit in your seat, and there's some fucking Justin or fucking Paul fucking sitting in your seat. Oh, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of my seat, boy.
It wouldn't take much from an administrative point of view to set up a check system where if you know you're going to be late to a game, you tick a box and they reserve the seat. Fucking hell. They could even put a ballot out to say, hey, which one of the courtside rich cunts would actually donate back to the community? Let us give something to somebody else if you're not going to be here. And they tick that box and they give those seats away.
Impossible. Technology's not there. No. Anyways, Keith,
so you've gone and told everyone during the week in our Twitter chat to follow Keith Smith because he's fucking great. Then you've come out and you've flogged him. Then you've smashed Paul and Justin from Fanning the Flames again. And then you came up with the thing that frustrated you most about what he said today was actually a good idea. And that's your fault.
So unfollow Keith Smith and go follow Keith Sweet is what I'm saying. And get your fucking get in the groove. You remember Keith Sweet?
In that tirade today, he also called Voider a cunt. Now, granted, Voider's been listening to us long enough, he knows it's endearing, but still.
Yeah, he knows it's coming. It's,
he's a good cunt. He knows he's a good cunt.
My flog of the week is us three for not showing up to the Adelaide watch party today.
Speak for yourself.
Not good enough. Oh, come on, mate. Make an effort for once, all right? Jesus.
Wouldn't catch me.
Fucking 9-hour flight.
Wouldn't catch me dead in Adelaide. It's a fucking shithole. Good, some good Suns fans out there.
You're just endearing yourself to everybody today, are you?
Oh no, there's some top-notch Suns fans down there, but I think that if you ask them and you put a fucking lie detector fucking hook up on them, they'll tell you it's a fucking shithole too.
You're an idiot. It's got fucking best wine in Australia, and if you go during Fringe Festival, you're gonna laugh your tits off for 2 weeks.
Which is now.
The Fringe Festival is a stupid fucking name, and I'm too old to do festivals nowadays.
How many times have you been to Adelaide?
You know what you're talking about, you
Never.
fuckwit.
Ever.
You've never been to Adelaide and you're just going to fucking pot the town.
And I have no desire or inclination to fucking go ever.
Well, you're missing out, mate, because Adelaide's a beautiful
Use
city.
emojis in this chat here.
Adelaide's a beautiful city. They showed out today. Well done, Adelaide. And my flog of the week is us for not showing up as well. Next watch party, Brisbane, 6th of April. Make sure you get around it, folks. Going to be a great time again. Get along, buy Boyd non-alcoholic beer. Make sure that you bring my presents for my birthday. I'd really appreciate it. Anything Phoenix Suns
my birthday
would be lovely. It's not your birthday, mate. Your birthday was months ago.
My birthday.
Make sure you rock up. It should be fantastic. As the last one was in Brisbane, we had a ball, and we have to break the curse.
What was it?
6th of April. 6th of April.
What age are you turning, Gavin?
That's none of your business, boy. Why be rude?
Are you a fucking girl or what?
Guess. How old am I turning?
I reckon you're probably up around, you're about 10 years older than me, so you're probably up around about 51 mark.
You're a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot.
52, okay.
You're a fucking idiot. I'm turning 46, Boyd.
Holy shit, I was close.
No, you won't.
Fuck, you're getting on. You'll be dead soon. You'll be dead soon, mate. You're fucking getting old.
Gav, you still party like a motherfucking animal, my friend.
Thank you, my friend.
Right. You still go all right for a dinosaur.
I didn't expect to come onto the Aussie Suns Fans podcast today and get ripped for being old. But
hey,
here we are.
You can't rip me for being Asian lady short.
Well, you are Asian lady short. I'm not old. I'm only just in my prime.
Regular height for Asian lady, I believe, was your term.
Yeah, regular. Average height. Average height for Asian lady you are. Anyway, Nate, where do we find your last comments?
Oh, at Nick is Falcon on the socials. I should, as always, probably pay more attention to the X thing, but I don't. Yeah, that's about it. It's an anticlimax. It's like hoping for erection after drinking for 3 days. Sorry, that's how I'm ending the pod.
He's we've been going for an hour and 9 minutes. Boyd's spoken for 50 of them, so I'm really afraid of doing or giving him any more airtime. But before I do, we just need a little bit of pep here because poor old Frank Vogel is copping it for the Phoenix Suns. I'm sick of it. It's not his fault. He didn't shoot 1 for 12 from the field today. It's not his fault that Booker's injured and he has to play Saban Lee because he really doesn't have any other options. It's also not his fault that he hates Drew Eubanks. So we're going to give our friend Frank Vogel a little bit of a boost.
Frank.
That is probably one of the best contributions he's made to our pod.
It really is. It's magnificent. Boyd, where do we find your last comments?
At Buds83, at Fucko on the Mystery platform. And over the next couple of weeks, you can find me in New South Wales and Townsville and Cairns up in North Queensland, doing a bit of travel for work. So, find me all over the fucking place at the moment, boys.
Follow us at Aussie Suns Fans on Twitter/X, at Aussie Suns Fans on YouTube. Like, subscribe, do all that sort of good stuff that we always ask you guys to do. And please, if you have stuck around, you have watched and whatever else, throw a comment in, do whatever you need to do on the side. I'm sure that we're going to have 15 comments again next for this podcast, and 14 of them will be Boyd. But we really do appreciate everybody joining us today. If you're listening back later on, again, do the same thing. Like, subscribe, do all that. But Boyd, ultimately, after all is said and done, we're coming the road home now. It's the road home. We're heading to the playoffs. We're looking for that Frank. We've got Frank coaching us, and we want that Frank trophy. That's what it's going to be about. So from here on in, Phoenix Suns, we've got an East Coast road trip, and we know that we are not here to fuck spiders.
As Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a